What's up, my folks? I hope everyone is doing well. My white eyes in there crying. What's the matter, girl? Huh? Alright, I'm going to do a video on these pups because I had a lot of questions, which there's only one left available, but that I'm getting rid of. But I don't know which one. I'm just, the numbers, it's the numbers, what I'm keeping versus what I'm letting go. So there's only one left. But instead of going ahead and emailing everybody back, I'm just going to show you. Alright, he's off the Clever Lang dog to the Artie bitch. Clever Lang's off of Buster, ATK's Buster, and Little Angel. Buster is a heavy bred Popeye dog. He's a triple bred Popeye dog, heavy bred turtle Buster. And Little Angel is off of Buster again, back to Rita. Rita is a double bred Dynamite dog off Garner's Dynamite, back to the Velvet bitch, which is basically the Texas Eli Carver stuff, back to the old Florida Eli Carver stuff. Then on the bottom side, Artie, she's off of Amos Moses, Airhead Kennels, Amos Moses and Raven. Amos Moses off of Boudreaux's Dagger and Boudreaux's Squirrely. And Dagger's off of Boudreaux's Bandit, Boudreaux's Chip. Squirrely's off of Boudreaux's Ham and Boudreaux's Bertha. Raven's off of Woodall's Bird Dog and Woodall's Little Jenga. Woodall's Bird Dog's off of Woodall's Wee Man and Woodall's Dinky Bitch. And Woodall's Skinny and Thaxton's Trixie, Randall's Trixie. All right, what you got is a heavy influence of Turtle Buster on the top side of some Eli Carver, and then on the bottom you got the actual Boudreaux Eli stuff, a quarter of that influence, and then on the bottom you got the Jeep Rascal stuff, with a little influence of the Garner's, I believe it was Vixen or Valerie Vixen, I can't remember, but as out on the Dinky stuff. So it's a Turtle Buster, Eli, heavy Eli, little Carver blood, Eli Carver. That's how the dogs are bred, and that's what they are. Exactly how the pedigree goes. But anyway, folks, instead of doing all that, I figured I'd just drop a little quickie and let y'all, see for yourself. But there is a couple things I want to point out. If you look at every one of these bloodlines that this dog's off of, it's basically every one of the families, okay? There's one thing very got in common, is they're all 2-year-old plus type of dogs that you want to, if you're going to start hunting them, you want to start messing with them at 2+, okay? I got dogs out there over 2. You can't be in a hurry. Every one of these families is notoriously later starting family, okay? All the way even from that Boudreaux family to the Jeep Rascal stuff, the Weird Jack stuff, all them, you want to let them dogs mature up to at least 2 years old, okay? What's the matter? No matter how they act, let them go and get on up there. Trust me, you'll do a lot better off in the end. That's something that I had to learn and have patience, but it's very, it's rewarding and it's worth it. There's something else that's nice and rewarding with patience. You guys that have been here a while remember when that thing was just a little sprig putting out its first fruit. Now look at it. It is just eat up, covered in them, covered in peaches. I had a bumper crop, and my plum trees are like that too, pears too. I'm gonna make me a bunch of peach wine. I'm gonna make some righteous peach wine. Come over and have you a tea glass of that shit. Some nice cold peach wine. You'll be sitting there smoking a cigar for about 2 hours. But yeah, my plums are busting out too. Gonna make some Jubilee. See all the little plums. But every damn branch is covered in them. But that's awesome. Anyway, I had some questions about structure, like how important is it and all that. It's a good dog is a good dog regardless of structure. But you have to be able to read dogs and look at dogs and tell and kind of have an understanding. That's the thing. People that want to breed, and there's a lot of breeders now. There's a lot of guys putting together dogs and all, and I don't think a lot of them are paying attention to everything that goes into it. Just like this dog here, okay? This dog's young. This one hasn't been hunted yet either. He's still kind of young. He's not filled in all the way. And I know these dogs. Like his structure is he's just putting his back end in. I think he'll have a really powerful built back end, kind of like Tank when he's done. There again, you know, having to wait till that magic after 2 years, you know, usually that they'll finish all that out, you know. But on a dog like this, you can look like his bone structure and all is a little finer boned. And let's just be honest, that shit matters. You know what I'm saying? Durability counts. And so if this dog is a really good dog and shows me he's got what it takes, what I like, if I'd ever decided breeding, he would be back into a real heavy bone, heavy hided type bitch, a really good, nice, heavy bone bitch. Okay. Ideally, you know, I like a dog built about, you know, to this specs here, you know, somewhere in that area, you know, heavy enough bone where he's durable, heavy enough hide, he's durable. He's not overdone, but he's got good power. You know, that kind of structure is what I like. But hell, I've seen them built look like fucking ground turtles, like fucking tarpon turtles, and fucking be badass dogs. I mean, a badass dog's a badass dog, but as a breeder standpoint, you want to pay attention to all that stuff. And if you know, you got something that's a badass dog, like just for instance, like the old shorty cowboy dogs, and you figure out how to correct that ill put together body and get the good qualities and the traits that you want, and then hell, man, you're in business. And that's the key, you know. That's kind of like what I got these dogs here for too, is to keep the structure good, because they seem to throw a nice put together dog, you know, with the kind of structure I like, and they're durable. So that's another thing I look at too, is their durability. You know, the tougher the better. You know, it's all in what you like in your dogs, though. You know, some people don't care, but they're just breeding pets, you know what I mean? They just want pets, you know, so that structure's not as the most important thing. But I like to match the dog, the breeding, to his body, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I put together dogs, and then the families and what they can give, you know, and if you can keep it all right in line, then you're in business. But it's there's a reason why there's a standard on these dogs, you know. Now, you're not all going to meet standard, you know what I mean? But their standard is what's going to give you a dog that can perform, you know, his body, his leverage, his everything, you know, his power will be consistent throughout, you know, his performance if he's most of the time. But then I've seen dogs with perfect structure, perfect everything, and look like they don't have good wind or whatever, you know. You can, and that's them from people also judging dogs when they're not actually fit enough to be judged, you know what I mean? So just keep all that in mind too. You know, you can have a great structured dog, take him off the chain, he might only be able to hunt for like 15 minutes. That's just because his conditioning, you know what I mean? You got to learn how to work and what he is and all that. But structure is a big part of it. It's important, and yeah, there's a reasoning for the standard and all that. So take all of that in mind when you're putting together dogs. Or you're going to get dogs that look like Texas dingoes. I mean, they can. But there again, you need to have certain dogs. Like, you might have a little squatty bad motherfucker. Like, if you look at someone like Pepe El Toro bitch, that kind of like Benny stuff. They're a little short and long, you know, type dogs. That's the type of dog I breed back to him. You know what I'm saying? So keep in mind that just because a dog's not put together doesn't mean it's trash. If it's a good dog, it's a good dog, and that's the truth. But anyway, folks, y'all take care, y'all stay safe, and y'all keep on bulldogging.